would you have done differently if you were in the Oval when Russia invaded Ukraine?
I don't believe Russia would have invaded if I had been in the Oval Office, because the Russians tried to settle it before they went in. They wanted to sign the Minsk Accords. The Minsk Accords were going to settle the whole thing. They would have left Donbass as part of Ukraine as a semi-autonomous region, but given the ethnic Russians the right to speak their own language and protection from government violence. The Russians wanted to sign it, the Germans approved it, the French approved it, and Zelensky ran in 2019 and got 70% of the vote, promising to sign it.
So is this Zelensky's fault?
No, it's our fault, because we went over there and told Zelensky he couldn't sign it. Then the Russians put 40,000 troops in, not to take over the country, because you can't do it with 40,000 troops, but to bring us back to the negotiating table. Zelensky went back to the negotiating table, signed an agreement in March of 2022, and the Russians signed it and were withdrawing their troops. And in April, Joe Biden sent Boris Johnson to the Ukraine to blow up that agreement. As a direct result of that intervention by our White House, 350,000 Ukrainian kids have died. Oh, this is not a war that the Ukrainians wanted. They gave Zelensky 70% of the vote when he was running as a peace candidate, promising to sign the agreement. We're the ones that wanted the war. And, you know, even Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, that same month that we blew up the agreement, when he was asked, why are we in Ukraine? He didn't say it's to protect Ukrainian freedom. He said it's to exhaust the Russian army and degrade its capacity to fight elsewhere in the world. And Biden, when he was asked that month, said we're there to do regime change with Vladimir Putin. But that's not about Ukraine. That is, what that indicates is Ukraine is a pawn in a proxy war, in a geopolitical proxy war between Russia and the United States.
That much has always been clear, right? I mean, do you think that we should continue helping them in that fight then?
I think we should settle the fight. I think we should settle it the way that...
By using U.S. troops?
No.
Oh, okay.
By negotiating a peace agreement.
Got it.
I don't think we should send U.S. troops.
Okay. When you say we, I just wanted to check.
Oh, well, we're funding it. I mean, Biden just is now asking for another $40 billion.
And would you do that if you were
president?
No,
of course not. We need that money here. We're borrowing $6 billion a day from China to fund the war over there. CDC's entire budget is $12 billion. EPA's entire budget is $12 billion. We sent already $113 billion over there. We don't have that money. We're like an alcoholic who's, behind on the mortgage and is taking the milk money to the bar and buying rounds for strangers. That's what we're doing in Ukraine, and it's a war that we started, that we provoked.
Thank you for letting me cover a million topics. I really appreciate it.